Hello children, today we are going to discuss the lesson coal and petroleum. In this first we are going to discuss natural resources. Children already know what are natural resources. The resources which we get from our nature, like air, water, soil, etc. So all the material required by living things such as air, water, soil and minerals are present on the earth. These are the major resources of the earth. The earth is at the right distance from the sun. As you know, that is why life is possible on the earth. Why life is possible on the earth? Because of these resources which are present on the earth. And second, the earth is at the right distance from the sun. Okay, and because of that it has right temperature range for life to exist. Now utilization of resources. All you know, all living things, they utilize these resources. Utilization. Okay, resources like plants, they photosynthesize and they prepare food. Plants, by the process of photosynthesis, they prepare food. This food is consumed by plants itself and other all living things like animals, human beings and microorganisms all. Animals need oxygen, water and food to survive. They get oxygen from the air. As we know, during photosynthesis, plants also produce oxygen and 21% of atmosphere it contains oxygen. Water we get from water bodies such as ponds, lakes and rivers. Okay. We human, as I told you, need food, air and water. We use resources of the earth in several ways. Okay. Now children, I am going to tell you how we use these resources. First we use rocks and soil to construct houses, roads, dams. Metals, in last chapter I told you metals we use for like iron, aluminum, copper for constructing buildings, bridges, making machines, vehicles, aeroplanes, utensils and other household items. And next is fuel. Fuels such as coal, petroleum, natural gas for cooking, running vehicles, running machines in factories, etc. So in this chapter we are going to discuss about fuel. Before that we are going to discuss natural resources. There are two types. First, living natural resources, and second, non-living natural resources. Living natural resources like plant and animals, they are living natural resources, plant and animals. And non-living resources, natural resources, air, water, soil, mineral, etc. Okay, they are non-living. Okay children, so these are natural, all are natural resources, but this one is living natural resources and that one is non-living natural resources. Okay, now again I am going to tell you these natural resources, all these natural resources, some are renewable and some are non-renewable. According to that also we have divided into two parts. First, renewable. What are renewable resources? Renewable resources are those will either never run out or those are replaced within a reasonable period of time through natural process. Like never run out, sun. Like in our lifetime it would be there, because as like we expect it will last for another 5 billion years. Okay, expected to last for another 5 billion years. Oxygen is renewed. Like we consume oxygen and it is renewed by plants. Okay, during photosynthesis. So 21% in atmosphere it has remained here. So we call it renewable. Okay, and like some renewable resources like water, it is also renewable, but due to our indiscreet use, groundwater level is going down. It takes more time in renewal and we are using it more than that. Okay, today we are using it faster than it is renewed. This is the reason why the water level of groundwater is going down. Now come to the non-renewable one. Non-renewable resources are those which once used up cannot be replaced within a reasonable period of time, like coal, fossil fuels. Fossil fuels, what comes in fossil fuels? Coal and petroleum, natural gas. Once they are going to used up, they will take millions of years, like their formation takes place in millions of years. And also we say that upper layer of soil. As we told you, upper layer of soil is very fertile. Due to water and wind, it erodes, means it's a great loss. It also form in many years, thousands of years, one each layer form. So if 1 inch or we can say 6-inch layer, if it is removed, then what will happen? It's a great loss. We keep it in non-renewable. It takes also many years. Okay. It takes hundreds of years to form. Once topsoil is eroded, it cannot be replaced immediately. Now for that we need to conserve resources. It is very important to conserve resources. What is conservation? Conservation is the wise use and careful use of resources. What is conservation? Wise and careful use of resources. Okay, why we need to do that? Because the population of the world has increased. There are more people on the earth and they use more resources to feed, clothe and house themselves. A human have progressed, their needs have increased, their energy needs, for example, have increased. The average resources consumed per person have therefore increased considerably. Therefore, if we do not practice conservation, we will endanger our variety of survival. Okay, like different varieties are there. Many plants, many animals, they are going to, we can say, we can lose them, they can become extinct. Now come to the fuels. What are fuels? A fuel is a substance that can be used to produce heat at a reasonable cost. Okay, so I am repeating it. A fuel is a substance that can be used to produce heat. This heat we use to do different work and at reasonable cost. Okay, we cook food, we produce thermal energy. Thermal energy we use to produce electricity. Okay. This fuel contains potential energy. What is potential energy? Children, you are going to learn in class 9th and 10th. But I am telling you in brief, it is due to fuels, the formation of fuel takes place. Okay. It takes million of air due to heat and pressure. Plants, they convert into coal, and also animal bodies and other things that convert into like living form of sea creature, they convert into oil. So what is stored in them due to heat and pressure? Energy is there, and that energy is what? Potential energy. They have potential energy. Okay. So fuels contain potential energy that is locked within the chemical bonds. क्योंकि chemical formation has taken place like coal. This is coal. So this chemical bonding is there. When this chemical bonding will break, what will release? Energy. What will come out? Energy. Okay. So it is stored in chemical form, this potential energy. This is locked within the chemical bonds of their constituent molecules. When they are burnt, a large part of this energy is released as heat. This forms the basis of their use as fuels. All common fuels are they contain carbon. Just now I told you like coal, it contains carbon. Okay, petroleum like petrol, diesel and oil, they also contain carbon, either in free elemental form or in the combined state. Okay, so here we are going to discuss about first fossil fuel. Like fossil fuel, I told you coal, petroleum, natural gas. First fossil fuel we are going to discuss coal. Okay. Coal was formed during a period of over millions of years from dead plants that got buried inside the earth. Petroleum, okay. So I am going to tell you in detail about 300 million years ago. How many? Around 300 million years ago. Okay. There were dense forests in low-lying wetland areas. Wetland means where the water was present. Okay, low-lying wetland areas on the earth. As the trees died, suppose this is the low wetland area, trees were there. After dying, what happened? These trees, they have fallen down. Okay, and due to the passage of time, a layer of dust covered this layer. Okay, as the trees died, they got covered with sand and mud. Sand and mud. Okay. More trees grew on this sand and mud. Again they died, because I am telling you this process millions of years back. They fell, these trees, and covered by sand and mud. This way many layers were formed. And sometime due to volcanoes and earthquake, the entire forest buried down deep down in the earth. So these layers are formed due to pressure of each layer. Due to pressure, due to pressure, heat is also developed due to pressure and heat. This vegetation, plant, slowly and gradually they are going to convert into coal. Okay, so slowly they convert into coal. First step in the formation of coal is peat. Very low variety of coal. This is spongy in nature. Okay, brown color is spongy in nature, and we generally don't use this. And some where it is used, but very less. Then more pressing is taking place. Here the carbon content. Children, we have given the name of the coal according to carbon content. According to carbon content. Up here the carbon content is very less in peat. And now more pressing has taken place, and next step is formation of lignite. Up here what happened? All we are aware that plant contains carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, sulfur, nitrogen, so many other also. So when the pressing takes place, slowly and gradually these they move out in the form of gases. So here less movement took place, here more. Now here around 38% carbon is there. 38% carbon is there. A more pressing has taken place, like more time has passed, then what happened? A new variety of coal is formed. Not variety, we can say the coal which is formed having more carbon content, around 65%. So this coal we have given the name bituminous. This we use for domestic purposes, bituminous. In thermal power stations this is used. And then like very old coal we can say, like and also very good quality coal, maximum part is out, and carbon content is around 96%. It is the best variety of coal. This is called anthracite. Okay, this is called anthracite. So this way the formation of coal takes place, and this formation of coal, okay, as coal contains mainly carbon, this slow process of conversion of wood into coal is called carbonization. What do we call it? Carbonization. Carbonization. And the age in which this formation is taken place, that is called, the period during which this process of coal formation took place is called the Carboniferous age. Which age? Carboniferous age. Okay. So this is it. And in India, coal deposits are mainly found in Jharkhand, West Bengal, Orissa, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh and Tamil Nadu. Now I am going to tell you one more thing, that is destructive distillation of coal. Very important. By this method we will get so many things from coal, and those things are very useful. Destructive distillation of coal. What is this destructive distillation? What we will do, we will take one stand and one like beaker, test tube. What we will do, take these are boiling tubes. Okay, we will fix it. We will take 2 boiling tubes and fix it on one on stand. Okay, and other we will place it like this. Here we will fill water. One tube is, we will seal it, okay, with the cork, and one tube we will fix in it, which is bringing the gas evolve in this tube to this tube. And one tube we will fix here, and this is also sealed. Okay? One tube. Now what we will do, take 2 boiling tube A and B. Put powdered coal in tube A and half filled tube B with water. As I already told you, B with water. And this will powdered coal. Here we have taken powdered coal. Okay. Now we are going to heat it. This powdered coal we heat with the very high temperature. Okay. Heat powdered coal strongly in boiling tube A around 1000 degrees Celsius in the absence of air. No air is there. What is that condition? 1000 degrees Celsius in the absence of heat, coal at 1000 degrees Celsius in the absence of air. In the absence of air. Okay, now let's see what happened. You will see that black drop of coal tar collected as the gas given off by heated coal pass through the water in tube B. अब the gases which are evolved due to heat, gases are formed. It will go through this pipe and it will enter in this pipe, and then some part is going to mix with water. Okay. As the gases given off by heated coal pass through the water in tube B, you will see that black drops of coal tar collected at the bottom of tube B. Here, after some time, we see this thick liquid is deposited. So the vapor came and mixed with water, and they settled down here. He cooled down and settled down here. Okay. The ammonium compound will dissolve, and from this vapor, you know, as I told you, coal contains क्या क्या चीजें थी? Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, sometimes sulfur also. Okay. So this nitrogen also, compound of nitrogen, they will come and mix with water and it will form ammonium liquor. Ammonium liquor. Okay, this is very important. I will let you the importance of all these things. First, let me explain this. Okay, coal gas, it will dissolve in water in tube B and will form ammonium liquor. Coal gas will pass through, one more thing is formed, that is what? Coal gas. Because it is a coal gas, so it will not go down, it will go up in this tube. Okay? Because it is a gas, so it will move out from this tube, open tube. The residue left behind in tube A after the gases have stopped being evolved is coke. The thing which is left behind after this evolve of gases, the thing left, that is called coke. Now we are going to discuss what is the use of these things. Coke, coal gas, ammonium liquor and coal tar. This is what? Coal tar. What is the use? So one by one we will discuss. First, coke. The residue left behind when destructive distillation of coal is carried out is coke. It is an almost pure form of carbon. Every gas is out, all these impurities are out. What is left behind? It is a good fuel and burned with no smoke. It is also used to reduce metal oxide in metallurgy of metals. Okay, second is coal gas. The gas which is coming out and is going out through this open tube. Now we will bring burning matchstick. We will find this gases catching flame. It is a mixture of hydrogen, methane and carbon dioxide and other gases. What things are there? Hydrogen is there, methane is there. Methane, children, is what? CH4. So it contains hydrogen, methane, carbon monoxide. This it contains. Okay, it contains these things. It was earlier used for domestic cooking and lighting, but is not much used now. Now we do not use too much of this. Okay. Now next is coal tar, which you are seeing here. Coal tar is a thick viscous. Viscous means chipchipa. Liquid mainly used for road construction. All you must have seen during road construction, they use black liquid. That is what? Coal tar. It contains several carbon compounds and it is used for making many things. This coal tar. Explosives, synthetic fibers, perfumes, naphthalene balls, okay, and dyes, paints, etc. Now come to the ammonium liquor. Ammonium liquor, as it contains nitrogen, so this liquid is used to make nitrogenous fertilizers. Okay, children. So that's all I have explained you. Thank you, children.